More than 50 people attended the forum, an indication of how serious this issue is for people in the community. There have always been dropouts, but the stakes are significantly higher for a new generation of students.
The children very quickly told us that they're a different population than the population that went to school even a decade ago.
It's 2011, and with iPads, smartphones, and the internet always just a click away, students have more distractions now than ever. And Deputy State Superintendent Dr. Tommy Bice says this leads them to be less engaged in school. His solution? Not to fight the technology, but to use it.
I think the biggest thing in the schools that we're really seeing advances in this work is where they're rethinking how they do school, where it's more project-based. We have distance learning now where kids can take courses 24/7. The way we create these learning opportunities for kids are limitless if we're willing to kind of let go of school as we knew it.
Deborah Anthony, a Montgomery County resident and mother, was all ears, hoping to hear what could be done to improve the state's 87% graduation rate. She says students dropping out of school not only affects the community, but the entire nation.
I believe we need to get all parents and non-parents interested in the educational process because we are training and educating our future leaders. And if they're not well prepared, then it speaks a lot of where we will be as a country in the future and how we can compete internationally.
A Montgomery businessman also knows how important it is for students to graduate. Arnold McGee, owner and CEO of Jerry Reversal Contractors, has had a hard time filling his company with qualified workers.
You can't find skilled people. And matter of fact, I'm glad you asked that. About 2 years ago, I had some youngsters that I wanted to hire and send them to school, but they were so fearful. And I told them that I will give you a scholarship to learn how to do asbestos abatement through ASU, actually. But they were figuring that, hey, we can't do it. I'm like, yes, you can.
Montgomery Chief of Police Kevin Murphy was one of the panelists who's seen firsthand where dropping out of school can lead.
There's an inordinate amount of dropouts in the city jail, in the prison system. I mean, it's no secret that, a lack of education sometimes leads to a life of crime.
He and the rest of the panelists hope that community members will work together to make sure that doesn't happen. And while panelists and audience members agree this forum was a good first step, they say it shouldn't be the only one.
Just meeting and having discussions isn't enough.
Do not let this be just a forum. Let it be some action. If not, we're going to have a society that fails.
Dr. Bice says the state will be starting a graduation tracking system this fall for schools, free of charge, that will track students' absences every day. He says this will help education officials see who's missing school regularly and who's most at risk for dropping out. And while he says there's no simple solution on how to lower the dropout rate, he hopes community leaders and residents will continue to keep the lines of communication open. For the Southern Education Desk, I'm Erica Colombo.